great. Perfect. Okay, well, today our topic is community involvement and social impact. In a few minutes here, Carol will be jumping into that. Just to introduce myself, I'm Desiree Yorzik. I'm the Greater Northeastern Minnesota Strategy and Development Consultant for North Force. I am basically Kara's counterpart she covers the Twin Ports in Northwest Wisconsin and the North Shore, and I help out with the Iron Range and the rest of the greater Minnesota area. So just a few slides first about Zooming in. Today we're here on Zoom. I think everyone's pretty used to Zoom by now. I would hope so, but if not, feel free to let us know. Raise your hand or use the chat box if you have any questions while we're going here. But if you have any questions for Kara, there will definitely be time at the end as well. And I think we'll just kind of jump into it. So today we also have with us Amanda Goodman from Northwestern Mutual. And hopefully this is you're the Director of Talent Strategy, Amanda?
That is correct. Yep. Fancy word for I run recruitment.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pass the screen over to you, so hopefully you can give us a little bit more of an idea of Northwestern Mutual, what you do, and the opportunities there.
Perfect. I will share. Okay, now I had to switch it again. Give me 1 second while I swap the view, because of course it didn't stick when we practiced. There we go. Can you see this okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, hi, everybody. Thank you so much, North Force, for having me. I was talking with Kara and Desiree beforehand that a little bit of my story and who I am. I am actually originally from the Twin Cities area. I graduated from the University of Minnesota Duluth back in 2016. Went to the Twin Cities for 2 years and missed the North Shore too much. So I came back to the Duluth area in 2018, and I haven't looked back since, and really leveraged North Force. So I'm happy to be back as I was trying to find my right career fit, coming back to the Northland area to stay here long term and be a part of the talent community here. So like Desiree said, I am the Director of Talent Strategy for Northwestern Mutual. I run recruitment for all of our talent within our Duluth office. So I'm going to talk a little bit about who our firm is, who we serve, where we're located. But my role specifically serves Duluth. So full-time roles that we have, staff support roles that we have, very top-rated internship program that we have. I head up all the recruitment and candidate experience for that. So just a little bit on Northwestern Mutual. Some people have heard of us, some have not, some have an idea maybe of who we are. So we are at a high level, a holistic financial services firm. And really what that means is we focus on working with a lot of different people at different stages of life to understand where they're at right now. First and foremost, build a relationship with them, understand some pain points maybe that go on in their life as it relates to financial planning, insurance needs, investment needs, debt consolidation, just simple budgeting, planning for starting their own business. We work with small business owners and helping them run the financials and employee benefit plans, even sometimes with their business. So that's what we focus on as a firm. At the end of the day, it really comes back to relationships and getting to know people, and then educating on financial planning for their needs and working backwards from there to problem solve with them. So on this slide, this just talks about some credentials of the firm. We're a Fortune 102 company. We're rated as a most admired company by Forbes every single year. We have a high retention rate with our clients of 96%, and we're a top 10 independent broker dealer in investments and a #1 provider on the insurance side as well. So just to take it back a step further, short and sweet, I think sometimes people hear financial planning and it sounds so technical and sometimes so intimidating, but at the end of the day, this industry is all about people. So getting to know people, understanding where they're going with their goals and their personal lives and professional lives, and the financials kind of play into that, obviously, to secure their futures, enhancing lives and creating legacies for them and their family is really our mission statement, and at the core of what we do. And who do we serve and who do we work with? So we work with a lot of different people at different stages of life. I think sometimes, again, people think of financial services or just the finance industry, and you have to have all of this money in your bank account in order to even work with an advisor or sit down with somebody. But for Northwestern Mutual, that's really not the case. Whether you're a young single person just getting started, that was me. I became a client at 22 with about $38,000 some dollars in student loan debt and a small salary to get started, but wanted to make sure I was instilling good financial habits for myself, even at the age of 22. So whether you're that person, whether you're young family, more established family, pre-retirement, small business owner, we sit down, we get to know who you are and what you're working towards. And like I said, work backwards to build a very personalized plan for our clients and something that's specific to them, maintaining that relationship so that plan can grow and change over time as their lives grow and change over time. Where do we serve? We are all over. So we do have a large footprint in the US. We're a privately held firm, which a lot of people don't know. So we're not global. We're just within the United States. Our home office is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have offices all over Wisconsin, as that's where we were founded. And we actually have offices all over the state of Minnesota as well. So in the northern half of Minnesota, I don't know, some people, depending on where you are, count Alexandria as the northern half too. But we have offices in Alex, Brainerd, Duluth, Deep Haven, Woodbury, St. Cloud, Minnetonka, Edina, and Minneapolis. So Duluth, actually, if we're looking just at the northern part of the state, is the furthest north office we have here. And it's pretty cool. We're in a big growth stage in this office right now. So we plan to expand and have opportunity for folks that want to be working in some other communities along the North Shore or in the northwest part of the state to expand outside of our office and begin satellite opportunities in those areas as well. So what are our opportunities? I have a lot of them on here because people, again, they think financial advising and financial firm, and that's usually where it stops sometimes. I put all of these on here because there's a lot of different roles we have in our firm. We have recruitment, we have development, we have operations, we have financial advising, we have associate roles, support roles, executive assistants, marketing, and we have intern roles within all those spaces as well. So when I'm working in talent acquisition and I have talent partners all over the state, it's pretty incredible, the different backgrounds of people we talk to, everything from psychology and communications to really everything in business, and even some people who have been in the healthcare space or the education space, teaching even, that want to educate and help people in a different way if maybe that isn't their long-term fit. So I really challenge and encourage people to think more about, just making a connection with our firm and understanding the different roles we have, and then identifying from there if there might be one in there that's a fit. The roles I have in gold right now are roles we're actually actively hiring for here in Duluth. We're looking for more financial advisors coming into our fall training class. We actively have open associate financial advisors, or representatives too, as we call them. Those people are kind of the right hands of some of our lead advisors, helping with clients, operations, back-end work. I'm actively hiring for those right now. And then our internship program. I have 11 interns coming in this summer in Duluth, and we are looking for more interns to start our fall program, as it's very flexible for students. We offer our internship year-round, creating flexible hours during the school year and then full-time hours throughout the summer. What do I look for? So again, I talked about just kind of being open-minded to making a connection. As I stated in the beginning, this is a business about people. So whether you're a back-end role, whether you're out in front of clients, especially with our culture too, this is an office where we get to know each other and challenge each other personally and professionally. So I'm looking for people that want to make that connection with people, clients and internally, and build really personal and trusted relationships with those that you're working with. Financial planning and education might be of interest. It might be interesting to learn more. You might have such a passion for it. That's something I look for as well. We have a top-rated training program around the country across all industries for how we educate people in this space. So we can teach you if you just have an interest to learn more and see what type of licensure and training we can put you through if it's a good fit. Looking for people that are driven and want to succeed and challenge themselves. And I like to say being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and really want to grow and push themselves in different areas, whether you're out in front of people or you're a big support for the office. People that are ready to earn more for how hard they work. Our compensation plans, whether it's advising, whether it's associate and support, every compensation plan, we have different ones in this firm. Some of our bonuses and incentives reward people for how hard they work and how well they serve clients. So a little bit of that control and that autonomy is what I look for in candidates as well. Enjoying to help people making informed decisions, helping to educate people, self-starter mentality, and very strong interpersonal skills. So I am looking for people that really want to be at that top tier level of talent and work within a top firm to serve clients in something that's so intimate but so impactful in their own lives. I just wanted to touch on internships as well, because we do have some students I know in the audience. So we have multiple internships. I have recruitment internships that sit under me. We've had marketing internships out of our office, and then our largest is actually an internship that's been rated a top program for 25 years by Vault. If anyone's familiar with Vault, they rate internships across the country and the world, I believe now for that matter. But our financial representative internship gives students a hands-on look at what the career of an advisor here would look like. So when I say hands-on, you get the real-world business environment, you get active training, constant development, mentoring, and coaching. You're in front of real clients every single day with veteran advisors. You get to set goals for yourself throughout the summer, the fall semester, the spring semester, whenever you're doing the internship, to hold yourself accountable, practice the time management, calendar management, being in a business office setting. It's very hands-on, it's very real world, and that's why it is a tough program, honestly, to get into. And I'm excited for our students coming in this summer because they come from so many different backgrounds, and the message is pretty clear to all of them to focus on developing and growing themselves, so that whether they continue this internship or maybe walk away at the end of the semester, they've enhanced at least 2 to 3, if not more, skills to be better trained and developed in for themselves that will help them wherever they lead on to next. So that's more specific to our financial representative internship. But like I said, we have marketing, recruitment, and I forgot the other one I was just thinking of. Marketing and recruitment are the biggest ones here that we have out of the Duluth office, and we have other internships in other offices as well. And a little bit on social impact, because I know that's the talk of today. So Northwestern Mutual's philanthropic cause is childhood cancer awareness. So we work a lot with, we actually have a partnership with Alex's Lemonade Stand. Folks have heard of Alex's Lemonade Stand before. Our Duluth office is actually a part of the Minneapolis network. So you'll see at the bottom, back in June of 19, we pledged $1 million to the University of Minnesota Fairview, U of M Fairview Health Masonic Children's Hospital down in Minneapolis. We've worked really hard to work on that pledge over the last several years, even with COVID. Something a little bit closer to home and in the Northland, our office, I have our logo up here, started a local charity called Hoops for Hope. We started that off in summer of 2019, and in 3 months, we raised 10 grand that we donated to the pediatric oncology unit at Essentia Health, and have grown that partnership with Essentia, beginning to grow more partnership with St. Luke's and the Northern Lights Foundation to give back to local kids and local organizations here out of our Duluth office, and then also making an impact as well across the state with Masonic Children's Hospital in Minneapolis. So, you know, it's about creating a more financially educated and literate community in our Northland, helping people to see that aspirations don't just have to be aspirations. We can create concrete goals and opportunities for them to reach what they want. But it's also about creating a social impact, as Kara's going to talk about, and leaving a legacy within our community to give back. And that's all I have.
Great, thank you, Amanda. We really appreciate you taking your time to come here and tell us a little bit more about Northwestern Mutual. And then we usually send out a follow-up email to our email list and any participants. So we'll definitely be sharing your information along with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amanda,
if anyone would like, oh, go ahead.
Do you mind if I just ask a quick question? If somebody is interested in an internship, how do they connect? How do they submit their information to be considered?
Absolutely. I was gonna, thank you for asking that, Kara. So students, if you're interested in learning more just about our internships, to say, hey, can I just have a call to understand what this even is and see if it's something I want to interview for and apply for formally, they can reach out to me directly. So I know you have my information. Please feel free to share it. Amanda Goodman, my email right now is amanda.bauer@nm.com. Students can find me on LinkedIn as well, Amanda Goodman, and send me a direct message. I really welcome that. And if there's a student that really just is passionate about learning more, Kara or Desiree, please feel free to share my number. I'm happy to just jump on the phone and talk. I know sometimes that can be quicker too.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds great, Amanda. Thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Well, with that, I guess we can jump into the topic of today. Kara, if you want to.
I will go ahead and share my screen. I hope. Hold on just a second. Sorry, hopefully it'll pop up here.
Got it. We're seeing
my Zoom.
Yeah.
There we go. Hold on a second. Okay.
Awesome.
Are you seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will click forward. Thank you so much to Amanda. We are going to start out with a video. So let's just make sure that we can hear it.
I can't hear anything on my end.
I can't either.
Okay. Uh-oh. So I can hear it on my end. Nothing?
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have any external like speakers or anything plugged in. I know that that usually is an issue.
Can you hear it?
Try again.
No.
No.
Okay, shoot. Well, we'll send it out. It's a really great video that talks a little just about the power of volunteering. So we'll make sure, I'm not sure why that's not working, but we'll make sure that that gets sent out to everybody. It is in the presentation. So when we think about volunteering, of course, we think of all of these words that are, you know, on this little word map here. So we think of community and we think of serving and growing and helping and all of those things. And those are absolutely true of volunteering and what it can do for you, not just personally, but also professionally in your career when you do give back to different organizations. And so what are some of the benefits that you could have from volunteering? So obviously, you know, if you try something new and, you know, you've never done it before, perhaps you work with an organization and just utilize new skills and learn how to do things that maybe you is out of your comfort zone. And then that will, you know, lend itself well as, you know, your career develops. You think, oh my gosh, I learned how to do that when I was volunteering with the Second Harvest Food Bank. I did some public speaking and that helped me, you know, feel more confident in my career, being able to do that. It obviously helps you meet new people that are, you know, within the organization, but then also other volunteers that you get to make a connection with people and just really build relationships. And then of course you're going to make a difference. So depending on what you're volunteering for, it's probably something that you feel passionate about. So I just brought up, Second Harvest Food Bank. That's can help with hunger in our community. They do a lot of work with childhood hunger, or there's our Animal Allies animal shelter. Some people feel very, very connected to animals. Amanda brought up earlier, childhood cancer. There is just, if there is work to be done, there is a community that is already organized that is doing that work. And so a little bit later in the presentation, I'm going to show you how you can find those organizations and find those people to talk to. And then of course, just feeling valued and being part of a team. Nothing feels better than a job well done, and feeling that you have been a good member of society and you have helped somebody else in whatever issue or problem that there is. And of course, you have lots of fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had is, just getting your hands dirty and just doing hard work. And oftentimes I'll leave those days and have just thought back that I laughed the whole day and just had tons of fun. And then obviously, you build strong relationships with your teammates. So we're talking a little bit about volunteering, and Amanda brought up that they volunteer as a business together, or a corporation or an organization together. And when, people get so used to just going to the office and doing their regular work and, just the daily grind. And when there's an opportunity to get out and do something different, but do it together with your coworkers, that's just really such a great way to just build strong relationships. And, when you come back and you're doing the grind and you're working on things, you just have such a personal connection with them because you guys have done something for their greater good, and you've just created that bond. So obviously bonding, builds trust as well. So it could be somebody maybe that you thought, I don't really see eye to eye with this person, or, they're in the office and you work together and you just haven't made a connection for whatever reason that is. Maybe somebody's a little shy and they just don't feel comfortable. Sometimes when you get out into these volunteering opportunities, it just gives you, it takes you out of your comfort zone and makes you kind of work together. And some of those things are hard to do, but they're always so rewarding once you do that. So I really encourage people to, partner up with people maybe that you don't just have lunch with every day. Maybe partner up with somebody who you don't work with all the time, or you have always wanted to build a closer relationship. That's a great way to do it through the volunteer. So a little bit about my story. I have been my background is primarily in hospitality, mostly in restaurant and hotel management. And I was about 28 years old. I had just moved back to Duluth from the Twin Cities, and I was looking at making Duluth my home. And I had this great job at a hotel where I was sort of mid-level management. And through that, my work at the hotel, we got an opportunity to be a pilot project for a nonprofit called Sustainable Twin Ports. And what Sustainable Twin Ports is taught businesses and organizations ways to make better choices, make healthier choices for the environment, be more sustainable for our earth. And it taught us all sorts of ways to make better purchases and reduce our waste and all of that. And I went through a year-long program with another coworker who is now one of my best friends, because we spent so much time working together on this. And so we went through the whole year program, which was great. And once we sort of graduated from the program, I just wanted to stay involved. And so I started to volunteer for the organization Sustainable Twin Ports. And then they asked me to be on a committee. and I headed up a committee for a few months, and then I just wanted to keep being involved. And so they asked me to join the board of directors, and I did that. And then they asked me to become the secretary of the board. And then eventually I was the vice president of the board. And then eventually I was the president of the board. And so I was so passionate about that organization and the work that we were doing that I literally volunteered for 8 years with that organization from 2008 to 2016, when finally the bylaws of the board of directors forced me to roll off the board. And it was time anyways. It's always good to give, nearly a decade was quite a long time. But I just felt so passionate about that. And within that time, I made so many connections with people from, different businesses and for-profit. I met people in nonprofit, people in higher ed, literally every industry I came across, because we would always work with businesses and organizations in the sustainability mission. So it was just a really, really great way. It completely shaped my career and gave me opportunities that I would be happy to share with other people on kind of how to do that. One super cool opportunity was the opportunity to be a columnist for our local newspaper. And so for 4 years, I was able to write a monthly column about local sustainability issues, local issues about our environment. Oftentimes it would be pretty lighthearted. It would be tips and tricks on how to compost at home, or how to reduce your waste, or, everything from, once I had a baby, I talked about cloth diapering and all of those things. So it was a really, really cool way to reach the community. And not only did it hone my writing skills and my editing skills and all of that, but I would be recognized all over because along with my column was a headshot of me that every single month was in the newspaper. And so people would always come up to me and say, how do I know you? I recognize you from somewhere. And for a while, I just said, I must have one of those faces that just looks like that. But then it occurred to me when I started to dig a little bit, and it was that people were seeing me in their house every day for 4 years, every single month. And so it was just a really great opportunity that when I would have interviews or would go out for a new job or for a promotion, people felt that I was a known commodity. I was already a name out in the community, and I was somebody who was trusted because I was giving back. And I was somebody who cared deeply about the community enough to volunteer their time for some of these opportunities. So that was very, very cool. And that newspaper, it's no longer a newspaper. And I hope that wasn't because of my writing, but newspapers are few and far between. So now you see all of those things online, but it was something that was delivered to everybody's mailbox. And then another kind of neat thing was starting my own nonprofit. Because of my experience in the leadership with Sustainable Twin Ports all the way up to the president level, I really learned the ins and outs of nonprofits and 501c3s and how to get, in with the Minnesota Council of Nonprofits. And back in a few years ago, I was managing a hotel, and I got a phone call from a College of St. Scholastica student, and they asked if we had any toiletries like shampoo, conditioner, soap, or anything that we could donate as a hotel, because they were making care packages for our homeless community and wanted to create some packages that had personal hygiene. And I said, yeah, first of all, I can donate shampoo and conditioner and soap and lotion and all of that for sure. And then it just got me to thinking, well, all these hotels, we have so many hotels in Duluth from all the tourists that come here, and so many hotel rooms. And so many of these toiletries get thrown away. Maybe somebody uses a dime size amount of shampoo. Our housekeepers would then go to that room, and even though it was completely fine product, they would throw it away. And so it just really got me to thinking. And I started a nonprofit called the Heart of Hospitality. And I connected with 14 or 15 other hotels and got them on board. And they all got matched with one nonprofit organization in town. So for example, I was the general manager of the La Quinta Hotel, and our match was Safe Haven, which is our women's shelter. And so every single towel that maybe had a small little fray on it was a perfectly good towel, but we couldn't use it in our hotel room because of our standards. Those were collected. They were washed, laundered, and collected. And then we would bring that and shampoo and conditioner and lotion and sheets, anything that was gently used that was totally still good, we would bag that up and deliver it to Safe Haven. And the other 14 or 15 hotels would do the same thing, just to their own individual organizations. And so, just because in 2008, when I was 28, I had the luck to go through this training with Sustainable Twin Ports, it really set me on this path to learn the ins and outs of nonprofits, so much so that I was able to start my own and kind of create a model for other communities to do. So, that's kind of a success story, but it is absolutely something that we can do, and you just have to find what you're passionate about. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about finding your passion. In Duluth, there is, and Superior and our area, there is an amazing resource. This is just a screenshot of the website, but it is through the Head of the Lakes United Way, which is our chapter in this area. And so the link is down at the bottom, but we'll send that out to you. So basically, this is their volunteer center. And what is so cool about this is you would click right there on that Get Involved, Make a Difference, Volunteer Now, and that is going to bring you to a web page. And in that web page, you can filter everything by area of interest, by whether you want to be indoors or outdoors. It just really, really breaks it down for you. And then it has a list of organizations that fit that. So if you're super passionate about animals, then you can filter it by that, and all the local nonprofits that are about animal welfare are going to pop up for you with contact information. So this is a great place to get started if you know what you want to volunteer for, or even if you don't, you can go through and just kind of browse around and see some organizations and see what they do and see if it's something that you can't lend a hand to. And then let's talk a little bit about getting support from your employer. So let's say you found your organization, you are all about volunteering for them, but some of the events maybe are during a work day, or maybe some are at night, or on the weekends. What's really, really great is most HR departments are totally open. Like Amanda was talking about, they have core values. And I wrote down what hers were. These were just some that I came up with. Integrity, trust, culture of care, respect, commitment to high standards. That's typically what you see. And I jotted down some of Amanda's and Northwestern Mutual's, and it was integrity, growth, commitment, professionalism, and personal responsibility. So most companies already have these core values or these value statements. So when you so they need to, be true to what they say. And so you could go sit down with their HR person and say, hey, we have these core values and I really believe in living them. And I have this organization that either you individually want to volunteer for, or maybe you want to get the office together to volunteer, together and to do some team building. Most HR departments are going to say, we love it, go for it. I want to do it with you. Let's get t-shirts made, like whatever. They should be super excited about it. And you know what, if they're not, then, and it's something that's important to you, then you want to look at your employer and say, hey, is this somebody that is as committed to the community as I am? And do they share the values that I share? And most employers, especially in this area that I come across, are so down to give back to the community, not just write a check, but get their hands dirty and do some team bonding along the way. So there's just the photo of you sitting down and your HR person saying, yes, we want to do that. And that's it. That is it for my volunteering. I hope that my passions came across, and I'm so happy to talk to anybody about it or help anybody get connected. I really, really recommend going to that Head of the Lakes United Way page and just browsing around, and even if it's 1 hour a week or 2 hours every 2 weeks, or whatever you can do, there is always somebody looking for help, and there is always somebody that is going to be grateful. And at the end of the day, you will always come out benefiting more than even who was probably the recipient of your kind work. So if there are there any questions or comments? Awesome. Okay. So our next Student Connect business meet and greet is coming up. It's going to be on Thursday, May 27th at noon. And that is going to be a super great day. Our businesses are going to be the city of Duluth, which is always interesting to hear the inner workings of the city. Maurice's, which of course is one of our most famous private sector companies, and then Minstar. So it's going to be a great business meet and greet. And so we hope that you guys can join us then. Desiree, I'll pass it on to you. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, just thank you for sharing all that, Kara. That was really interesting, and I know just really helpful for I like the guide that you shared, because I know that's something that's a little newer. I know that certainly didn't exist like back when I was in college and looking for volunteer opportunities at that time. So that's really cool and really helpful.
Yeah, it is an amazing resource just to go in there and play around with it. It's just, they did a really great job putting it together. So it's a great resource for us. And
there are times where there's definitely an option to search through volunteer opportunities on North Forest. We don't have that many, but obviously if at any point in time you're looking for something, you can feel free to connect with Kara or I, because we would be able to definitely help connect you with something that makes sense with what you're interested in, or the building the type of skills you're looking for. So
awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody so much, and we will see you on the 27th.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.